Justin, can you give us anything about the team? Jesse, is he in?
Well, we've got to get through training, but like I said the other day, with our injuries, there's a good chance to come in. Really impressed with the way he's handled himself while we've been up here, and since he's been back, to be honest. He got some disappointing news last week, and he's handled it really well. Played really well on the weekend. I think he showed that he's really close. If he gets through training, it's looking pretty positive.
So reading between the lines, as you sort of said there, gets through training, no injuries, everything's good. It's a ticket, he's good to go.
Yeah, you read through the lines pretty well.
Hilly.
He's got to get through training, and what we're trying to balance up with our selection this week is to make sure that we don't overdo it with players that haven't played a lot of footy. So it's a real fine balance. We're coming up against a team that's really fit, has got a lot of spread, is a really good running side. We've got to make sure that we can play a solid 4 quarters of footy. So there's still some decisions to be made with match committee. They'll happen after training. Hilly's in the mix.
So the concern being, say, playing the land home and both haven't played a lot of footy in Europe. You can't play both of them in the same week.
We've got to just there's Hill, Hogan, Sturt, and Wilson. That'll all come under consideration. Wilson's obviously got to get through training. He hasn't done much for a week now with his back injury, but we've just got to make sure we're fit and we can play 4 quarters of footy this week.
Sam Sturt mentioned there, he must have been pretty close last week. I'm guessing. Where is he at?
Yeah, he was close. We decided not to play him in the reserves game, so that might hold him back, and we might look for another week of training with him because he didn't do much due to the quarantine restrictions around his injury. So we'll just have to wait and see with him.
We saw last weekend, that was the day game, and it was quite warm, but both teams were gassed, it's my mistake, during the third quarter. Is that why you're concerned about bringing guys in who might be a little bit undone, because it is a lot harder than what people might expect?
Yeah, absolutely. We're early into the season. Players are still trying to get their match fitness up to a certain level. So we just need to make sure we don't put too much strain on all our players by playing guys that haven't played for a long time. So it's a balance we need to find. Training will tell us a lot today, and we'll pick the side after that.
Just on Luke Ryan and Andy Brayshaw, how are they travelling at the moment as well?
Luke Ryan's fine. He pulled up fine after the game. Yes, he's fine. And Andy Brayshaw just got a cork in his calf. He'll train fully tonight. He'll be fine to go.
Hayden Young, obviously a pretty promising start. What do you make of him and his prospects for this weekend?
Yeah, well, I thought it was a really good welcome to AFL footy. Our backs were under enormous pressure all day, and he was able to handle it pretty well. I thought he defended really well. Probably didn't get as much footy on the outside and be able to show his skills off as much as he would have liked, but it was a good initiation to AFL footy, and he'll be better for the run.
Is the plan to kind of keep him in to give him a few games?
Well, we'd like to. As I said, Stephen Hill and maybe Nath Wilson will come back into the side, so they're things we've got to weigh up after training. But we're really happy with what he brought. We're really happy. We consider him a really important part of our future. So we'll just weigh it up after training.
Would you make it Port Adelaide's big win in the showdown?
I thought they're playing outstanding footy. They probably get a lot of credit for their ball use and their ability to run and chain and link up with numbers, but their ability in the contest with first and foremost their ability to get their hands on it, but their ability to pressure the opposition's really strong at the moment. The defensive brand's really holding up as well, so it's going to be a great challenge for us this week.
Yeah, trouble with Charlie Cameron, obviously. They've got a lot of good mid-sized small forwards. How do you approach that this week?
As a back six, we just need to defend better. Charlie got a hold of us on the weekend, but I thought, as a back six, we didn't work together well enough. It's something the backs have been through a fair bit this week. We want to make sure as a back line we defend as one. We're not 6 individuals back there defending, so I'd expect a much improved performance from our backs.
Without Wilson, without Hill, you're really inexperienced. But you're trying to balance that, as you said, with the fitness side of things. How do you assess experience versus fitness right now?
Well, yeah, it's a seesaw really, because you want, on the one hand you want really strong defensive effort, and on the other hand you want some attacking rebound as well, which both of those guys give us, and we need to make sure that we can go at Port all day. So we'll continue to weigh that up. There's been some good discussion in match committee about that. We've decided to leave it on the table until we get through training, and then we'll make a final decision tonight.
Justin, Lloyd Meek has been floated a lot this week. How close is he?
I was really impressed with his performance against the Brisbane reserves. I thought he competed well against three ruckmen really well all day, and actually thought he got better as the game went on. So it shows that he's going to be a decent AFL footballer for us and be able to play at that level, but it won't be this week. He'll continue to develop, and we'll get plenty of work into him, and his opportunity won't be far away.
We're now allowing these small crowds of 2,000 into the stadiums here in Queensland. Is that a nice surprise for you?
Yeah, it's good considering it's a home game for us this week. I think the club's put out a call to all our Queensland-based members and see how many of those want to get along to the game. It'd be nice to see some people there, and I think it just shows crowds being allowed in all over the country. It just shows we're heading in the right direction, and all the good work that the people have put in to be able to isolate and social distance and all those sorts of things is really going to pay off in the short term, hopefully.
We've got a few people in there. You probably be able to hear what they're saying. It might be a bit of a different experience for the players. They might be able to get some feedback.
Yeah, they're better off hearing that feedback than from me, I suppose.
How excited will everyone be for Jesse if he gets through training and tonight and gets back in? What do you reckon the reaction will be for his teammates?
I think they'll be really pleased and really proud of him. When he came back to the club, our leaders wanted to judge him on his actions, not his words. And for everything that I've seen so far, his actions have been outstanding, and deserves his opportunity if he gets it. And the players will be really proud of him, as I am.
We were impressed by his presence and his work rate the other day. What did that stand out to as something he's got an aura around him again?
Yep. Yeah, absolutely. He has got that, especially on the field. And talking about footy, he's incredibly footy smart. His IQ is really, really good when it comes to footy IQ. Not saying the other IQ's not, but he's one of our smartest players, and his ability to see it unfold on the ground, direct others to run to certain spots is something that we missed, to be honest. So first and foremost, he needs to get his own role sorted out, but then if he can start bringing that sort of stuff to our forward line, it's going to be invaluable.
Justin, how are your players holding up in the hub, and in terms of their mental health and missing families, and how are they tracking?
Good. I keep saying it, but we're still, I feel, in the honeymoon period. We've only been here just over a week now. The players seem to be getting a good balance between escaping football and really investing in what we're trying to do. I think the fact that a few of the restrictions got lessened and they're allowed to play golf and go surfing on their day off has been really beneficial. There are concerns about loved ones at home and making sure that they're coping well. But I feel like the footy club has put some good things in place to support families back home, and at the moment we're handling it really well.
How important is it to get a date, though? I mean, the fixtures will probably come out next week for the next round or two. You just want some confirmation, right?
Yeah, that would be really handy. And if we have to stay here for longer, it'd be nice to know as well, because it allows us to plan, allows us to give those families back home real clarity of when they'll see their loved ones again, and possibly even organise to get them over. So it'd be nice to get a date. Yeah.
And pushing hard.
Well, I'll let Simon and Bally organise that, and they're doing a lot of work behind the scenes. And to be honest, it's it's with the AFL, but they're waiting on the government restrictions and feedback from the state governments all across the country. So the AFL, I guess, has got their hands tied a little bit as well. So I'm sure they'll give us notice as soon as they can, and we can get on with our planning, and it'll be what it'll be, I suppose.
What are you doing about the reserves? Guys might pick this week.
Yeah, well, this week they're just going to have to train by himself, and we'll get some work into them amongst each other. Port Adelaide didn't bring their whole squad across, so they haven't got enough numbers to have a game. Our understanding is against Gold Coast the week after we'll have a game, so there'll be something for them to look forward to. They really enjoyed the hit out on the weekend against Brisbane, and there's some really strong performances as well. So really, yeah, I'd love them to be playing more. The best thing for our younger players' development is for them to be playing footy against another team. So it's disappointing we don't get a game this weekend, but we'll look forward to a hit out against Gold Coast next week.
Is there any update on what Cam McCarthy can come to at the moment?
He's in full training tonight, so it'd be good to get him back amongst the group full on. And he'll start earning his way back into the senior team. It'll be at training at this stage, and when games start, he'll be right to progress into games.
So could he play in the Grizzlies scratch match on this weekend?
Yep, if there was one, yep.